Isha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 5. We have begun reading the prayers that Lord Brahma is offering at Shvetadvip for the Supreme Lord. Although he is not able to see the Lord, but he is offering prayers to the Lord because the demigods have come to him. The demigods have lost their riches and they've come to help for Brahma, and Brahma has taken them all now to Shvetadvip to appeal to the Lord for his protection. So we have been reading the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada to the text 26. So we'll continue reading with the purport. I'll just quickly read the translation. Lord Brahma said, O Supreme Lord, O changeless, unlimited Supreme Truth, you are the origin of everything. Being all-pervading, you are in everyone's heart and also in the atom. You have no material qualities. Indeed, you are inconceivable. The mind cannot catch you by speculation, and words fail to describe you. You are the Supreme Master of everyone, and therefore you are worshipable for everyone. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. So continuing with the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani na chaham teshva avasthita. By me in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Bhagavad Gita 9.4. So Krishna is present everywhere as Brahman. Brahman is everywhere. So Krishna is everywhere as Brahman. But he himself, the person, he is in Golok Vrindavan. That's how he's saying, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. He's everywhere as the Brahman. Everything is in him. But he is not in everything. He, the person Krishna, he's in Golok Vrindavan. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. Hetunanena kaunteya jagad vipari vartate. This material nature working under my direction, O son of Kunti, is producing all moving and unmoving beings. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Bhagavad Gita 9.10. So material nature, it's very wonderful when we look at how the material nature is working. Many people don't understand who is the person behind this wonderful creation. Here Krishna is saying, is working under his direction. Material nature is doing all these wonderful things by the will of the Supreme Lord. So this is Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Mayadhyakshena. Under Krishna's supervision, everything is happening. Thus, although the Lord is silent in his abode, he is doing everything through his different energies. Parasya Shaktir Vividheva Shruyate. So omnipotent. We say God is omnipotent. So we are understanding his potencies. He is in Golok Vrindavan, and by his energies, everything is happening. Creation, maintenance, annihilation. All the Vedic mantras or Shruti mantras are included in this verse spoken by Lord Brahma. For Brahma and his followers, the Brahma Sampradaya, understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead through the Parampara system. We have to gain understanding through the words of our predecessors. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining that in this mantra, this prayer that is spoken by Lord Brahma, all Vedic mantras are included. Because it's understanding the position of the Supreme Lord, the potency of the Supreme Lord. And to understand the Supreme Lord, we need to hear the knowledge in parampara. Just like we want to be a medical doctor, we go to the medical university. So we are coming in the Sampradaya from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma is our Acharya. We are understanding about the Supreme Lord from him. There are 12 Mahajans or authorities, of whom Brahma is one. Swayambhur Narada Shambhu, Kumara Kapilo Manu, Prahlado Janako Bhishmo, Balir Vayasakir, Vayam Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, Text 20. We belong to the disciplic succession of Brahma, and therefore we are known as the Brahma Sampradaya. As the demigods follow Lord Brahma to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we also have to follow the authorities of the Parampara system to understand the Lord. So it's in the Parampara that we can understand the Lord, so that we can get the perfect knowledge. Any questions or comments? Okay.
No.
Oh, thank you. Vipaschitam pranamano dhyatmanam
विपश्चितं प्राणमनोध्य आत्मनः
arthendriyabhasam anidram avranam
अर्थे इन्द्रियाभासम् अनिद्रम् अव्रणम्
chaya tapoyatra nagridrapaksha
छायातपो यत्र न पक्षौ
tamaksharam kham triyugam prijamahe.
तम् अक्षरम् खम् त्रियुगम् प्रजामहे.
Supreme Personality of Godhead directly and indirectly knows how everything, including the living force, mind, and intelligence, is working under his control. He is the illuminator of everything and has no ignorance. He does not have a material body subject to the reactions of previous activities, and he is free from the ignorance of partiality and materialistic education. I therefore take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, who is eternal, all-pervading, and as great as the sky, and who appears with 6 opulences in 3 yugas, Satya, Treta, and Dwapar. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is described in this way: Janmadhyasya yato anvayat, itaraschartheshva abhigya. The Lord is the origin of all emanations, and he directly and indirectly knows everything about all the activities within his creation. So the very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Vyasadeva is explaining to us the position of Krishna. Janmadhyasya yata. So everything, all the creation, everything is coming from the Supreme Lord. And because everything is coming from him, he of course knows everything about everything. You know, just like in our house, we know it's our house, so we know how things are done, where we have kept everything. Yeah, because it belongs to us. So the Lord, the entire creation belongs to the Lord, so he knows everything that's happening. Therefore, the Lord is addressed here as Vipaschitam, one who is full of all knowledge or who knows everything. The Lord is the Supreme Soul, and he knows everything about the living entities and their senses. So the Lord is also in our hearts. He's the Paramatma in our heart. He knows our desires. We may think, oh, nobody knows what I'm thinking. But the Lord knows. He's there sitting right next to us. The word anidra meaning always awake and free from ignorance. That's very important in this verse. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Matasmitir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. It is the Lord who gives intelligence to everyone and who causes everyone to forget. So Krishna is saying, Matasmitir Jnanam Apohanam Cha, that he is giving knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Is coming to giving, Krishna is giving to us as Paramatma in our heart. We may be very proud of our memory, of our knowledge, but it's actually coming to us from Krishna. We forget when we change the body, we forget everything, can't remember anything. Even at night, what to speak of change the body, that is death. But at night, during the day, all the things that we are so engrossed with, we forget completely at night, everything. Then in the morning, again, we are reminded, oh, yesterday this was so important to me. So at night we forget, in the morning again we are reminded. Krishna is giving us this. There are millions and millions of living entities and the Lord gives them directions. Therefore he has no time to sleep and he's never in ignorance of our activities. So someone may say, oh, Krishna is so busy. He may be stressed, overtired, like when we get so busy, we get too stressed. But not Krishna. By his will, everything is happening. He doesn't need to sleep. Like we sleep, Krishna doesn't need to sleep. He has no ignorance. He may sleep for the sake of pastimes, but he has no need to sleep otherwise. The Lord is the witness of everything. He sees what we are doing at every moment. The Lord is not covered by a body resulting from karma. So one may mistakenly think that Krishna's body is a result of his karma, or Krishna's body is in the mode of goodness, material goodness. No, Krishna's body is spiritual, transcendental. He has no karmic result. His activities are not due to karma. That's why they are called leelas, pastimes. Our bodies are formed as a result of our past deeds. Karmana deva netrena. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead does not have a material body. And therefore he has no avidya, ignorance. He does not sleep, but is always alert and awake. So Krishna is completely knowledgeable. Never any time does he get overcome by ignorance. He does not have a material body. We come under ignorance. We get a material body. But Krishna never. And that's the difference between Krishna and us. The Supreme Lord is described as Tri-Yuga because although he appeared variously in Satyug, Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga, when he appeared in Kali Yuga, he never declared himself the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tri-Yuga. Because in Kali Yuga, he's coming as a devotee, as a Chana avatar, covered incarnation. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam. The Lord appears in Kali Yuga as a devotee. Thus, although he is Krishna, he chants the Hare Krishna mantra like a devotee. So this is coming in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. So still Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 5, Text 32 recommends Yagye Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Hi Sumedasa. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, whose complexion is not black like that of Krishna but is golden, Tvisha Krishnam, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is accompanied by associates like Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. Those who are sufficiently intelligent worship this Supreme Personality of Godhead by performing Sankirtan Yagya. In this incarnation, the Supreme Lord declares himself not to be the Supreme Lord, and therefore he is known as Triyuga. So in Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami, he's predicting the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhagavatam was spoken 5,000 years ago. Lord Chaitanya came 500 years ago. He's saying that Krishna is going to come as in the form of his own devotee. He's not going to come in a blackish form, but in a golden form. And he will come with his associates, Lord Nityananda, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, and Srivas Thakur. And Sukadev Goswami saying that those who are intelligent in this age of Kali will worship Lord Chaitanya by the Sankirtana movement. So because Krishna, although he comes in Kali Yuga, but because he comes as a devotee, he does not openly declare himself as God. He's called Triyuga. Because Kali Yuga is so degraded. So if Krishna would have declared he is God, and there's so many other people who are declaring, I'm God, I'm God. It would have given rise to more people misusing Krishna's position and instead declaring themselves as God. So to stop all this, Krishna came as a devotee to teach us how to become devotees. Because God himself is even not saying, oh, I'm God. He himself is teaching us devotion. Then that will at least discourage us to wrongly claim uh, that someone is an incarnation. Is that okay?
Hare Krishna. Also, like we hear, right, like how in Kali Yuga, Krishna comes as that he takes, he incarnates as his name, Nam Avatar. That's what, so because Krishna and his name is non-different. So do we say like Nam Avatar? Because by chanting, right? That's how we can we can we
Be
can
with
know him.
Krishna.
Yeah, be
Yes.
with us,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
Namavatar, yes. Krishna and the holy name are non-different.
God.
They are the same. Yes. Krishna is present here in his holy name, also as the deity.
Yeah.
The deity is also non-different. So in Kali Yuga, Krishna is present here in Kali Yuga in the form of his holy name and the deity. Yes, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Shilpa ji, but that was always there, right? Krishna was present in his name and as deity, even in Treta, Dwapar, and right?
Yeah, Krishna is always there, but there were other
Mm-hmm.
processes which people were more inclined to
Hmm.
adopt.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but in Kali Yuga, we don't have the qualifications to adopt any of like meditation or sacrifice or deity worship. So we are just chanting the holy name and whatever worship that we can do.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Ajayasya chakram va ajaye
Ajasya
Ajasya
chakram tu
chakram
ajaya iyyamanam
tvajayamanam
Manomayam panchadasharam ashu
manomayam
Maya
panchadashamashu
Rinabivityujalam ashtanemi
trina
Trina
bibityu chalam
Bhivedyu
ashnemi
Ashtanemi
Yadaksham ahustamritam prapadye
Yad
yada
Aksham
kshamahu tamratam
Ahustamritam
prapadye.
Prapat.
In the cycle of material activities, the material body resembles the wheel of a mental chariot. The 10 senses 5 for working and 5 for gathering knowledge. And the 5 life airs within the body form the 15 spokes of the chariot's wheel. The 3 modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are its center of activities. And the 8 ingredients of nature, earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence, and false ego, comprise the rim of the wheel. The external material energy moves this wheel like electrical energy. Thus, the wheel revolves very quickly around its hub or central support, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Super Soul and the ultimate truth. We offer our respectful obeisances unto him. Purport. The cycle of repeated birth and death is figuratively described herein. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.5, apareyam etasva anyam prakritim vidim me param jiva bhutam mahabhaho yayedam dharayate jagat. The entire world is going on because the living entity, who is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, is utilizing the material energy. Under the clutches of the material energy, the Jivatma is revolving on the wheel of birth and death, under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The central point is the Super Soul. So here we are in this material world because we want to enjoy the material energy. And because we want to enjoy the material energy, we are in this cycle, samsara, birth and death, birth and death. Sometimes we are in body of demigods, sometimes we are in body of animals, going up and down. As explained in Bhagavad Gita 1861, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddeshe Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, to Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities, who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. So, Krishna is the Paramatma in our heart. We are desiring, and Krishna, by the agency of the material energy, is fulfilling our desires. The material body of the living entity is a result of the conditioned soul's activities. And because the supporter is the Super Soul is the true reality. So this body that we are in is actually a machine. Like how we get into our car to drive. We may have different cars with different colors, different models. But after all, it is different than us, the driver. We are the driver. So this body is also like a machine. It's given to us based on our past karma, based on our desires. And we are keeping on changing the body. So the reality is actually the Paramatma. True reality. Every one of us therefore should offer respectful obeisances to this central reality. Paramatma accompanies us no matter which body we take. He's always sitting right next to us. One should not be misguided by the activities of this material world and forget the central point, the absolute truth. That is the instruction given here by Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma is saying that we need to understand that Paramatma is there. He is there, he's controlling the entire material creation. And we should not forget him. We are so busy enjoying or suffering the fruits of our karma that we completely
क्या हो गया?
forget that the Lord is sitting
वो
next
इसके
to
पास
us.
है, मेरे भी है
So
क्या?
Brahmaji is telling us not to forget the Supreme Lord. He's asking us to understand that the Supreme Lord is there with us. Is that okay? Any comments, questions? Okay. Ya ekavarnam tamasa param tat
Ya ekavarnam tamasa param tat
Pranam tat
alokam avyaktam anantaparam.
Aloka avyaktam
avyaktam
anantaparam.
anantaparam
Asam chakaro pasuparnamena.
asam
Asam
chakaro
chakaro
pashuparnam enam
pasuparnamainam.
Upasate yogaratena dhiraha.
Upasati
upasate
yogaratena
yogaratena dhira.
dhira.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, and therefore he is Eka Varna, the Omkar Pranava, because the Lord is beyond the cosmic manifestation, which is considered to be darkness. He is not visible to material eyes. Nonetheless, he is not separated from us by time or space, but is present everywhere. Seated on his carrier Garuda, he is worshipped by means of mystical yogic power by those who have achieved freedom from agitation. Let us all offer our respectful obeisances unto him. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 3, Text 23. In this material world, the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, prevail. Among these three, goodness is the platform of knowledge, and passion brings about a mixture of knowledge and ignorance. But the mode of ignorance is full of darkness. So, this material world, we are ruled by this, we are controlled by these modes. We think we are independent, but material energy is controlling us by these modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. By the mode of goodness, one gets knowledge. By mode of passion, we get knowledge and ignorance. It's a mixture. And ignorance is complete darkness. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is beyond darkness and passion. He is on the platform where goodness or knowledge is not disturbed by passion and ignorance. So, in the material world, one may be in the mode of goodness, but one can't stay all the time in the mode of goodness. Then passion may overcome us, or ignorance may overcome us. The modes are always fighting for dominance in this material world. So Krishna, he's on the platform of Shuddha Sattva, a transcendental goodness. He never gets under the control of passion or ignorance. This is called the Vasudev platform. It is on this platform of Vasudev that Vasudev or Krishna can appear. Means this is pure goodness. Pure goodness which does not get overcome by any passion or any ignorance. It's a transcendental platform. Thus, Krishna appeared on this planet as the son of Vasudeva, because the Lord is situated beyond the three modes of material nature. He is unseen by those who are dominated by these three modes. So, just like the cloud, they cover our vision of the sun. On a cloudy day, we cannot see the sun because they're covering our vision of the sun. But it doesn't mean the sun does not exist. It's simply the cloud is covering our vision of the sun. Now, similarly, because we are under the control of these modes, our vision of Krishna is covered. We are contaminated by the modes, so we are not able to see Krishna. One must therefore become dhira, or undisturbed by the modes of material nature. The process of yoga may be practiced by one who is free from the agitation of these modes. Therefore, yoga is defined in this way: Yoga Indriya Samyama. So one needs to become steady. The modes are disturbing us. They are sometimes goodness, then suddenly we'll want to do something passionate, then again ignorance. So all the time the modes are pulling us in different directions. But we need to become steady, dhira. And that yoga helps to become dhira. The process of yoga that is recommended for us in this age of Kali is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti is recommended for us. So therefore, yoga is defined in, as previously explained, we are disturbed by the indriyas or senses. Moreover, we are agitated by the three modes of material nature, which are imposed upon us by the external energy. Actually, we at the soul, we shouldn't be under the control of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Because we are pure spirit, we are Satchid Ananda, we are the pure spirit soul. But now, because we want to enjoy the material nature, material energy, we have been controlled by these modes. So it is an artificial situation for us. In conditional life, the living entity moves turbulently in the whirlpool of birth and death. But when one is situated on the transcendental platform of Vishuddha Sattva pure goodness, he can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead who sits on the back of Garuda. So the pure devotee, the liberated soul, because he's liberated, because he's no more under the modes of nature, because his ignorance is gone away, his consciousness is pure, so he can see Krishna. Lord Brahma offers his respectful obeisances unto that Supreme Lord. Any comments, questions?
So Vishuddha Sattva Vasudev is the same, right?
Yeah. Same.
Same.
Pure goodness.
Yes. Oh.
Yes, the same. Let's see, is this a long word? Okay, it's a short one. Nayasya kaschati tititartimayam
Nayasya
Yasya kashatititariति mayam
Kashatititarimayam
yaya janomuyati vedanartham
yaya jano
Yati
moyati vedunatam
Vedanartham
tam nirjitatmatmagunam paresham
Tam
tamam nirjatatma gunam
Nirjatma
paresham
namabhuteshu samam charantam.
Nama
namama bhuteshu samam
Charan
charantam.
No one can overcome the Supreme Personality of Godhead's illusory energy, Maya, which is so strong that it bewilders everyone, making one lose the sense to understand the aim of life. That same Maya, however, is subdued by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who rules everyone and who is equally disposed toward all living entities. Let us offer our obeisances unto him. The prowess of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu certainly controls all living entities, so much so that the living entities have forgotten the aim of life. Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. The living entities have forgotten that the aim of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. The external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead gives all conditioned souls what appears to be an opportunity to be happy within this material world. But that is Maya. In other words, it is a dream that is never to be fulfilled. So Maya Devi, she is promising us, you do this, you'll be happy. It's just coming. Happiness is just round the corner. We may have everything, but we may say, oh, but only if this was there. Or we may have even this, then, oh, yes, I'm very happy, but if this was there. So that's what Maya keeps on making us think. Just coming, happiness just around the corner. But it never comes. So thus, every living being is illusioned by the external energy of the Supreme Lord. Most of us don't even realize that we are suffering. We are so engrossed enjoying Maya that we don't realize that instead of enjoying, we are suffering. We are thinking, oh, I'm enjoying so much, I'm having such a good time here. That illusory energy is undoubtedly very strong, but she's fully under the control of the transcendental person who's described in this verse as Paresham, the transcendental Lord. So Maya has this illusory effect over us because she's listening to Krishna's orders. That's how she's captured us. She's a faithful servant of Krishna. It's under Krishna's order that she has put us in illusion. The Lord is not a part of the material creation, but is beyond the creation. Therefore, not only does he control the conditioned souls through his external energy, but he also controls the external energy itself. So, we are also under control of Krishna. External energy, Maya Devi, is also under control of Krishna. Everything is happening under his control. We say we want to be independent. No one can control me. So the modes are controlling us. And the modes are being controlled by Krishna. Under his law, everything is happening. So we say, oh, I don't want to be controlled by Krishna. Then we are controlled by Krishna indirectly through the agency of Maya. Bhagavad Gita clearly says that the strong material energy controls everyone, and that getting out of her control is extremely difficult. That controlling energy belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and works under his control. The living entities, however, being subdued by the material energy, have forgotten the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Jiva Jago, Jiva Jago. Gaura Chandra bole, Kota Nidra Chao Maya, Pisachira Kole. How long are you gonna sleep in the lap of the witch Maya? Wake up, sleeping souls. Gaur Chandra is saying, wake up. How long are we gonna sleep? So to get out of this control of Maya, what we need to do is surrender to Krishna. Devi hi esha gunamai, mama maya duratyaya. Mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. Krishna is saying this divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is very difficult to overcome. But those who surrender to me can very easily cross beyond it. So with our own efforts, we cannot get out of this material world. But if we surrender to Krishna, Krishna will help us to come out of this material world. Surrender to Krishna begins by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the method that is recommended to us in this age of Kali to get out of this material world. Any comments? Questions?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, like in Kali Yuga, the Lord incarnation is already done as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
He came as a devotee. Yes,
Yeah, so
Krishna
he is
incarnate.
already, but we heard like in Kali Yuga, there will be Kalki
Also,
avatar.
Kalki will come.
Yeah.
Yes, Kalki will also
So,
come.
so in every stage, like in medieval, in end, and in the beginning, three stage of Kali Yuga. So the Lord will come three times. It's like something like that.
Well, we know he came as Lord Chaitanya and he's going to come as
Mhm.
Kalki.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
know
we
these
know
two.
this too. Yeah, we know this too. Okay.
And he came
And
as Lord Buddha.
hmm,
He came as Lord Buddha also.
Buddha,
Buddha was
yes,
also
yes.
in Kali Yuga.
Yeah. Beginning
So,
of Kali Yuga. It was beginning of Kali Yuga?
Buddha came maybe 2,000-3,000 years ago. So not really the beginning. Kali Yuga happened 5,000 years ago. So after Kali Yuga was already like maybe 1,000, 2,000. So maybe, yeah, you can say beginning, something like that. Then 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya came. And then at the end of Kali Yuga, after 400 20-some thousand years, Kalki will come.
Come. Yeah. And this three yuga is it means is combination of all yuga like Treta Yuga, Sat Yuga, and Dwapar Yuga. That's why it's called three yuga.
Yeah,
We
Krishna is called Tri Yuga because he's coming in Satyug, he's coming in Treta Yuga, and he's coming in Dwapara Yuga. That's right.
oh okay
That's why he's being called Tri Yuga.
okay.
Although he's coming in Kali Yuga, he came
Mhm.
already as Lord
Mhm,
Chaitanya, it's himself.
mhm.
But
Mm.
because he came as a devotee, he did not directly say, I'm God,
God,
I'm
yes.
Krishna. So that's why he's
Mm.
being called Tri Yuga.
Mm. And the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityanand, Shivashad, what? These are the five, like we call five Panchatattva? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
that's
And
right.
what is Sad Goswami? Because I heard Sad
Sad
Goswami also.
Goswami, they are the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. So in the altar, in the temple, you will see that there are 6 personalities wearing like
Mm.
Babaji clothes, white color clothes.
Mhm.
So these are the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Rup Sanatan Jiva Goswami, Das Raghunath Gopal Bhatta Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. They are followers of Lord Chaitanya, and they
Oh,
were given
okay.
specific task by Lord Chaitanya to write the bhakti literatures and to uh, develop the pastime places of Lord Krishna, because Lord Krishna's pastime places were almost covered. They're not as today we are seeing Radha Kund, Sham Kund, the Kalia Ghat. It was not like that. So Lord Chaitanya entrusted the Sad Goswamis to write the bhakti literatures and also to develop, to to uh, to find out where the pastime places of Krishna are and to develop them.
Oh, okay. So these are devotees or demigods, these Sad
They are
Goswamis?
devotees. They are devotees.
Devotees. And the five Panch Tattva, they are like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna himself, but other four are demigods. Like
No,
Nityanand is
Lord.
Balramji.
Yeah, Nityananda is Balram. Advaita Acharya is incarnation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiv.
Mm.
So he is also Vishnu Tattva.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Mm.
Gadadhar Pandit is incarnation of Srimati Radharani, or internal energy of Krishna. And Srivas Thakur is incarnation of Narad Muni. So he's the Jiva Tattva.
Okay. Like they are Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva, right?
Yeah,
And
and
Lord himself,
Lord himself, and also the internal
Radha
energy,
Rani.
spiritual
Yeah.
energy. Spiritual
Mm.
energy, marginal energy, Lord Krishna himself, Lord Krishna's expansion, Lord Krishna's incarnation, like that.
Okay. Okay, thank
Is
you.
that okay?
Actually, yeah, thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Bhagavad
Gaur
Gita.
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Thank you so much for listening.